Hi everybody! Sorry it's been so long since my last video, had to graduate and all that cool stuff. But back and I'm ready for another video. So, I got asked a question a couple months ago and at the time it seemed like a really easy question. And then the more that I ask people, it's kind of difficult. So the question was, who are you? And I mean, I was able to answer who I was. But as I asked other people, I was surprised to see how many people didn't know who they were. Or if they did, they couldn't distinguish between who they are and what they do. So when I ask you who you are, I'm talking about your personality traits. You know, who are you? Are you compassionate? Are you understanding? Are you kind-hearted? Are you patient? Are you mean? Are you rude? Which, as a complete side note, there are literally people in the world who are mean to people on purpose. And I don't get it. How are you mean on purpose? There's people at restaurants that leave stuff all over the table, just leave it a complete mess for people to clean up. There's people that are mean to their significant others, to their friends, to their families. They know they're mean, and sometimes they're proud of it. Sometimes they know they're mean and just don't change. And people put up with it, and I don't know how. That just baffles me. Anyway, complete side note, unrelated. Well, not really, but anyway. So, sometimes if you ask somebody, who are you? They may say, I'm a teacher. I'm a lawyer. I'm an athletic trainer. Okay, that's who you think you are. That's not who you are, that's what you do. But I know that there's probably some people who say, I'm a teacher, and just expect people to assume that that means that you're kind, big-hearted, compassionate. But I don't know about you. I've met teachers who don't give a shit about anything. And then I've met people that are teachers that go the extra mile. So I think just telling somebody that you're a teacher doesn't mean that they should assume those personality traits about you, because everybody's different. And even if you add, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Okay, so does that mean a kindergarten teacher is more kind-hearted than a 12th grade teacher? No. It just means you have the patience to put up with little kids versus teenagers. So I think it's important to be able to distinguish who you are from what you do, because what you do is not your whole personality. And I even mean sports-wise. So I follow this motivational speaker. His name is Inky Johnson. And if you've never seen him, heard him, go listen to his stuff, because he's great. But he talks about his college ball experience and how he was set to go to the NFL. And in his last season, he got injured. Career-ending injury. And I'm not going to go into details, I'll let you go watch him, because you should. But he said that he had plans to go to the NFL, and basically God had other plans for him, and he didn't get to do that. So what happens then? What happens to those people that their whole life revolves around their sport, and they don't associate with anything else? They don't associate with any other personality traits other than they're an athlete. Then what happens if it gets taken away? And people will say, well, I take care of my body, so that won't happen. Okay. You can work out, strengthen your muscles, eat your vegetables, all of the good stuff, and injuries can still happen. Life can still happen to you. It's unfortunate, but it can. And I'm not knocking athletes, because I was an athlete my whole life. So I know what it's like to have morning practice, afternoon practice, night practice, workouts in between, workouts in the off season. I get it. I've been there. So I know what it's like. But those people that are, I'm set to go to the draft. I'm going to make it to the league. I'm the best player on my team. Great. I encourage you to have those goals. I have goals, and I do everything in my power to put myself closer to that goal every day. But what happens if that doesn't happen? If you don't get there? Then what? Do you not have a personality? I know it's an adjustment going from being an athlete your whole life to not. Been there, done that, but that's why it's important to know who you are outside of that. You can't just shut down and be done. No, you're a person, you're a human being, and you have personality traits. I also want you to know that you can change. You can change at any point. If you're not someone who's kind-hearted and you're not someone who's compassionate, but you want to be, you can do that. I keep referencing quarantine because we're still in quarantine, but in this time period when we're not working, well, some of us aren't working, you can figure out who you are and who you aren't and who you want to be. And then you can work towards who you want to be and towards that goal, because I just think it's important for you to know that. And I will say that there are people who are kind and people who go out of their way to be kind. Both are great. Don't get me wrong. If you're either one of those people, you're amazing. And when I say that there's two different types, even though they seem like the same, kind is when you're walking across the street and you see an old lady struggling to cross the street, so you help her. That's kind. That's great. Going out of your way is your friend telling you they're moving, and you offer to help and show up to help. So you go out of your way. You weren't conveniently in that place. You go out of your way to help people. Again, both are great. But if you are those people who go out of your way, just know that we appreciate you. We see you. We appreciate you. And I hope that this world doesn't turn you cold, because the world can be dark and twisty sometimes, and we need people like you, and we appreciate people like you. And just know that you're important. Even if you're the kind person, just know that you're also important. It's all important. And if you are one of those mean people that I mentioned before, just know that you can change. You can be nice. People are going to say, oh, they've been mean their whole life and now they're suddenly nice. It's not going to be like that facial expression. It's going to be like, wow, they're being nice. Maybe a little harsh, but it's always being mean all the time. So get over it. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Be nice. All in all, I just think that it's important that you know who you are, and you can distinguish who you are from what you do. Because times like this, any other time when life happens, it can get taken away. And I encourage you to have goals, to follow those goals, to know who you are, and always try to be the best version of yourself. Because I try to do that, and it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling to look at how far you've come, that whole spiel about becoming better. So just take this time to distinguish who you are versus what you do. And I hope you realize that you have some cool personality traits. Hope you realize that you are outgoing, or you are kind, or you are funny. I hope the quarantine treats you well. And even if you don't take my advice and don't want to know who you are, I still hope quarantine's treating you well. And I hope this is all over soon. And yeah. Bye, guys.